Oh, hello. That's my bathroom. We're not going to look in there. Nobody looks in there. Welcome to my room. It's very small. There's not much space to walk around. Is that light enough? Well, where should we start now?
You tell me.
Probably from the door. Come on in. Ask me some questions, I guess.
Like what? I've got no idea what you want to talk about.
Here's a disclaimer. Everything in this room is determined by chance, because most of it is sourced from charity shops or just second-hand, thrifted, whatever. Price, so it's essentially dictated entirely by my budget, which is that of a student, and my own personal taste. So everything in here is subjective. It's all my stuff. So I'm not saying this is gonna like work for anybody else, but I'm gonna talk about it generally and then sort of why I like it or why I own it or why it's even in here. We talked the other day, didn't we, about how like this is no longer designed. The intent was there, but what it is now is just totally organic, right? So these originally a kitchen I would say utensil. It's not utensil. What is it? A kitchen
storage.
Kitchen storage solution. Now it is this. My idea was to have a desk, storage, and also a standing desk. This isn't really a standing desk anymore. This is still my sitting desk, and this is just general, like, again, when I made it, this was kind of a nothing space, and it's gotten to be like my get ready station. So it's got like all my cycling stuff, my bottoms, and then some accessories. It's just kind of out of the way. Ideally, this would be like drawers, right? Like, that's another thing about this room is it's pointing towards what I like and what I want, but it's not ideal. Maybe there's some things in here that are ideal, but the only way we'll figure that out is if the next place I live, if it comes about
back
again, right?
Is there anything that's been about before?
No, this was all this was unfurnished, right? Like when we came in, this was unfurnished. So this is like my chance to try something kind of all totally new. I mean, the objects are all from previous rooms, right? So we'll get to those, because everything else I've been working around, like a desk or a wardrobe that's already been in here or whatever. This is probably the most boring thing, so we'll start with this and get this out of the way. This is my wardrobe. It's designed to be stacked, but it's also designed to have these shelves, like from here to here, shouldn't be that wide of a span. It's like a wardrobe rail. So I say it's kitchen, but...
Is it? I thought it was for pans.
All I know is that I took a picture of my room once for somebody and sent it to them, and they asked me why I was in a fridge. Why did I take a picture of my fridge and take it to them? And it is cold in here today, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. Super open, which I like. I like seeing through things. I think it gives more, especially in small spaces, it gives more like I can see the edge of the room, which makes me feel less claustrophobic. It doesn't actually give more space. Like none of this, even though I can do that, it's not usable space. But if that was blocked off, I'd feel more like penned in. But what I love about these units is how you can hook stuff and zip tie stuff. Like this is zip tied on, and on top of, underneath, like it's kind of like a 360 solution thing. These are my pants and socks and t-shirts and stuff, and that's my bed. The point of this room is to sleep and work. The balance right now, the configuration that it's in, is more work and play. And that's like become my maximalist side. This is staying my minimalist side. Like from my point of view here, this is actually quite minimalist. So, yeah. And that's the newest edition. Is the mirror. We found that on the side of the street. I picked a really bad route with loads of speed bumps, and it was like in my car, and it's obviously really big. So every time I go to the speed bump, it was like, it was really scary. Anyway, this is kind of the intent of the room. Is while I'm not sleeping, I can be sitting and relaxing and potentially reading, and maybe what has ended up happening is this has become a pretty good place to do more relaxed work like emails and stuff. We're living in laptop era of computing, which is really exciting. A lot of this desk is kind of like, it's kind of a hot desk. I do have a desktop PC, but it's not here. It was here originally actually. The intent of it changed because it was on the standing desk. And this space, you can imagine here, you move that over there, you move this over here, and then boom, you've got all this walkable space, because there's no bed here, and this was the VR space, and / dancing space. And the best part about this is when you stood here, and you're facing this side of the room, you can sort of zoom out of whatever you're doing. So if you're doing work, which is quite intense heavy here, like this, and you're kind of locked in, and I can talk about this chair maybe a little bit. You know, you're really zoomed in, you're really focused, you're like penned in, you know, you can't really just swizzle out and move because the chair is forcing you to stay in. And then when it's time to go and you have to like awkwardly climb out, you know, oh my god, I'm like, you know, I'm a free agent, I can like do whatever I want now, you know? And then you don't know what to do, so you just like sit back down. But yeah, that's basically the good thing about this chair is it's really hard to get in and out of. You know? And once you're in it, you don't really want to leave. You see that? So yeah, the good thing about this chair is, yeah, it's just really good for your
Can
back.
you stop?
You know? It's really good for your lower back. Like, I can just feel my lower back just feeling it just feels really good. You know?
Why is it creasing like that?
It's a good chair. It was £10. Shall I start telling like the prices of everything? Everything was a bargain. So this whole system from IKEA is maybe, was it 250 quid?
Something like that.
It was like,
I was thinking
it was like
260
260 to 280. I think we got a discount as well for all of the metal shelving that you see, and that includes that. So I basically got a wardrobe, 2.5 desk things, and like all my shelves for like less than 300 quid, which is that's pretty good. To say some people spend thousands on wardrobes.
And for it to be exactly what you wanted it.
Yeah, and it's changeable. You know, I could take this to the next place, and it can just become like it can go in my shed if I have a
You
shed.
can go in your kitchen if you really want.
Yeah, or where it's supposed to be, I guess. You know, if there's bits about it that didn't work, like maybe I didn't use the standing desk and the stool, which is now currently retired up there, then maybe we should probably talk about the drums. And the thing, oh, and check this out. So if I want the light on over there, I just click this little button here, and it comes on. What colour should we have now? What colour's my room?
I mean, I like that one.
I mean, this is the vibe. This is the vibe change, right? So we can like, we like the modular aspect. So we can go from like sort of purple, you know, for this video. But yeah, the drums, Yamaha DTX 1000. Being quite a permanent installation was a bit daunting for me, and the fact that they fold up was a benefit when I bought them. 100 quid Facebook Marketplace.
Not bad.
I like it because I can plug it into my computer. It's not mesh and it's rubber, you can really bounce off it. So that's like a drawback for a lot of people. People say, oh, it's really bouncy, you know, not very realistic. I didn't want realistic because I wanted to activate all my samples like you know? Like, I want my fart sounds to be like quick fire. Or like, you know, meow, 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 meow. Something like that. So the way this works is it goes into here. Panasonic CFSV. Picked this baby up in Japan. It's got 16 gigabytes of memory, an M.2 SSD, and an i5.
Why is it junk?
It's junk because the salaryman that had it before me got really angry one day and went, "Gore!" And that's why it was only £50. And it's super duper light. Like, I can't get it across like how light this is. Obviously, when I was over there, it was really good because it was so light, but the battery's not great. And I don't know if that's just because it's deteriorated over time or because it wasn't that great to start off with, but in my experience, Windows PCs they've always been really bad for battery life, and maybe it's a software thing.
Mine's always been really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I am very much in Apple territory at the moment. You know, I'm not about to say like my Linux distro is very lightweight and, you know, runs on AA batteries. I don't know. All I know is I use it for FL Studio for low latency. Needs kind of a decent-ish CPU, and it does the job. My Mac does the job as well, very well. But because this is plugged in all the time, and it's really light and it's really durable, and it can take a bit of beating. I use this, but I'm going to give a little one. So the launch sequences, you use that to press that, and obviously it goes through the headphones. The headphones get plugged into this, and this is plugged into this for USB. But also, it's time to wake up. 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 This is my Sony. This is my Sony Dream Machine. It goes off literally whenever it wants because it's half broken. So I have it tuned to classical FM. So every time I want to wake up, I listen. This is what I'm greeted to. This is how I wake up every morning. Soothing, isn't it? Such a beautiful way to wake up every morning. I wake up with zero stress, zero worries, full of inspiration, full of motivation to get out, jump out of bed and start the day.
I think you can stop it now.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for that. We can just use phono, means I can use the headphones as well as the speakers. So that is coming out the speakers and that. You want me to play, don't you?
I'm just filming you.
No, I'm talking to them. They want to see a big sick drum solo. Right now.
Maybe.
But I'm not going to do it.
Another day.
Oh, it'd be so good if you know how cool the sound is that's on that pad. It's so cool. I'm actually going to play it now, but I'm going to cut it so you don't know what it sounds like. That's really frustrating. They'll never know what that sounds like. It's sort of like a 2-in, so all I have to do, for example, if I wanted to play something on the old Schmooze pod, which was my attempt at using something to make my listening more intentional, especially when I was using SoulSeek. I just generated a new hobby. My ADHD just pushed me to hyperfixate on a purchase, which was a DDJ 400, and get really into DJing because I used one for like 5 minutes and thought, yeah, this is me.
How's that going?
Well, I don't use it anymore. I can't even get it out because it's been so long.
Well then don't, just leave it.
No, this is gonna prove a point to myself that I should probably sell it and get like £100 or something. There you go. That's like 2 months of my life before I realised like that's probably not going to go anywhere. And really, for me, it was a way to listen to music while also being stimulated and having like little knobs and stuff to play with, which, to be honest, really did help, and it made me find new music and go out and look for it. But the amount of effort that goes into like searching for music and downloading it and putting it into these systems and having and keeping a music library organised, it's a fucking full-time thing, especially when you listen to a lot of music. And for me, I can't listen to the same songs over and over and over again. We've got a CD player in there, which is amazing because it forces you to listen to albums and like from start to finish. And changing the CD is like effort, so you don't actually change the CDs that often, right? So you end up, you go, oh fuck it, I'll listen to the same thing. But if you're on Spotify, you go, I've heard this song, skip. So that sort of adds into that ADHD spiral, right? Whereas this, you're a bit more locked in, but obviously there's a lot of setup. And it is set up, I don't know, maybe I should start using it again.
Maybe you could give it another try.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously the music is a big thing for me, but
It's just
I
not.
have these fixations. One new toy gets eclipsed by another new toy, you know?
Yeah,
And
but this
one
one's been a while.
This one's way more engaging, and I think maybe I've actually found a hobby that's going to stick,
I think so.
and that's really exciting because how many like gizmos and toys have I had over the years that have just been lost to time? That's going to be one of them. I'm probably going to sell that. Yeah. This is probably like fucks with the feng shui a little bit because it's like it just juts out and it's just zip tied on. But this is just a microphone. That's what it is. So to play the drums, microphone at the same time. Overstimulation is the goal. Anyway, the speakers. Technics something, I don't know. They were £30. Great. I think like early 90s. Maybe 89. Like really late 80s. Hi-fi. Technics amp. It's because I've got a Technics Hi-Fi in there, and I'm not saying Technics is the best, but, and we can talk about cameras here as well, there's so many brands and there's so many variants, like hi-fi combinations, there's got to be an infinite amount of them now. And I had a Technics Hi-Fi for years and I loved it, so I just buy another Technics thing, you know? Brand loyalty is kind of goes in your favour with stuff like this. So yeah, they sound good. They also match the hi-fi, so it's like I know what my music sounds like. You know, if I go listen to them on like some JBL little like bass boxes, I'm like, this doesn't sound right. It sounds a little bit too clear. It sounds a little bit too real. I like my music muffled, cosy and warm. I don't want to hear too much of my music. These let out just the right notes. Anyway, don't need to talk about any of this. This is all temporary. In my ideal room, I'd have the CRT screen up there, the little CRT telly. I'd have it here. There's a little telly. Maybe I'd have the time. That would be my clock. Because I don't have a clock in here. So. Yeah, but it's kind of wrong.
Is it your child?
My child?
Your child?
Oh, drumstick.
Yeah.
They're nocturnal creatures. I woke up last night and he was like running around. So that's drumstick. Oh, he's creepy with the shadow.
Yeah, he is. He's gotten so big.
You think? He's getting a bit big, isn't he?
He was the size of a thumbnail the first time I met him.
Yeah, so that's for scale. He actually was a
He
lot
was
smaller,
teeny
wasn't he?
tiny.
And look, that's his leg. That's his old leg.
Has he grown another one?
He must have. See his old leg?
Yeah. How many has he got now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good for him.
Sticks have 6.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's got all the right amount of legs.
That was too close. Far too close.
3
minutes.
Let me do it again. Sticks have 6. Any questions? Maybe if
what about
this.
that?
Yeah, everything in here has a story.
Yeah, this is like one of the biggest stories though.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about this room is every single item has a story. To prove that, pick one item. That's not the painting. It's not the painting first. This is a Yamaha metronome that I found in the box, in a charity shop, and it was like a couple of weeks. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly in the baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly in a baseball bat. So for that. Yeah, I found it at a charity shop, and then used to play the drums. Next, last minute.
Should we go over here? What about this? This cool item.
So this is my Oakley. There's a Peter Yee video on it.
Oh, it's a display stand.
It's a display stand that my friend bought me, and I use it to keep my Oakleys on it. And this is inspired by a desert eagle and the barrel ejector ports. And then I've zip tied it down because it was like moving around, so I've zip tied it, and it kind of looks like a tail. And I really dig that. I think that's really cool. And it's like pride in place. So it's a really good intentional. Where are my glasses? Oh, they're where they should be, on the stand.
Very nice.
Right.
Closing remarks.
I feel like there's a lot more to be said. I mean, we've got like my cameras.
Yeah, we can go into that another day, but
there is like another
put a
level
new SD in it.
Yeah, there's probably another level of depth, but the main thing is that this is for me, and maybe just by seeing it, you can tell that I have something wrong with my brain.
This was supposed to be minimalist.
It was supposed to be minimalist, at least a bit more intentional than my last room. But yeah, I guess if there's any questions, I can make another video and go into more detail.
Cool.
Bye.